Hang on.
Form.
Stop. Oh, come on. I thought we were live.
It's saying it's streaming live now on Facebook.
Yeah, but it's not coming up. Isn't that weird?
It's saying you're live now.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's cool. We'll keep going. Oh, there you go. Now it's streaming live. Oh, well, we'll keep going. So tell me about Feng Shui then. What is Feng Shui?
Feng Shui is the...
Oh, no, we are.
Sorry.
Now we are live. Oh, I know you love it. So let's start again. So Michelle, so tell me about you and what your business actually is.
Well, I'm married with two children
Mm-hmm.
I now have now old enough to leave home. About 2016, I did a course on Feng Shui, the classic Feng Shui, which is about it encompasses 3 different types of Feng Shui: the Form School, 8 Mansions, and Flying Stars. So they are the different formulas I work with. Form School is just looking at the areas around the home or the business that is being assessed. Then there's 8 Mansions, which is a formula used for just maybe if you're building, like it's the optimum perfect place to put things. You know, sort of place your bedrooms and especially your living spaces where you can spend a lot of time in. And Flying Stars is more dynamic. It's more straight away. You can make changes straight away and feel the effects of the positive energy and use cures to mitigate the negative energies of your home. Because with positive, there's always a negative part of it. So you have to accept that there may be a little bit of negative, but there's always things you can do to make it not so negative.
Mm-hmm.
So on top of those, there are other types of Feng Shui. Date selection comes into it, face reading, Qi which was used in the early Chinese years as for war. For if the emperor was going to war, he would get Feng Shui practitioner and decide what was the best days to use, what was best war formations to use, how he would have a success in his war, how he would win the war.
Wow.
There's also, and amongst all that, there's fire methods and there's water methods. Like the elements have their own methods as well, especially fire and water, because they are the dominant elements in Feng Shui. So yeah.
Wow.
They make the biggest, they make the biggest change.
Yeah. How cool is that? I didn't know that about the war.
Yeah, no, I know. Qimendunja has been it has been very quiet. You know, the masters have been very quiet about it. They've learned it and used it in their practice.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't always, they didn't always teach it until their pupils had become masters themselves.
Wow.
There's a couple of masters out there who think that that's stupid, so they've made it accessible for everyone. And now it's being taught by a lot of people. So
yeah. I didn't realise that face reading was part of Feng Shui. I thought that was just like a total thing.
Well, the Chinese used whatever method they could, especially emperors, because back when Feng Shui started, the emperor was the only, emperors and people of high positions were the only people who could afford to have Feng Shui done. They actually employed a Feng Shui practitioner or master in their household to make sure that they had good luck through the years.
Wow.
And it actually first started as a burial, because if you placed your coffin in the best possible place, then that ensured your future generations all the good luck as well.
Wow. Man, I'm learning more and more. I mean, I've known, you know.
I know. Because as I said, there's lots of different layers to Feng Shui. It can get complicated, but the basics are fairly easy. Those, they don't change. But yeah, that can go off into all these different tangents.
Yeah, because I know that the simple things you've done for me, especially, like it did take me a little while, especially with decluttering, because for those that know me and those that may not know me, I had like over 300 decks of cards, like Oracle and Tarot cards. And, you know, it was Michelle just saying, look, you know, you've probably got too much clutter. And there was just too much clutter in this office. Like, this is where I am now. And it was Michelle actually just saying a few little things that actually helped, you know, just totally change the energy. And I've done another declutter and just tidied up the office, and a simple tidy up, you know, makes a huge difference. So what do you actually do because I believe you mainly work with women in business.
Yes. Well, so far, yes, I do. They're my ideal clients. I love helping women who are stuck. Sometimes we can be stuck for different reasons. And a lot of people wouldn't even realise that that the reason they're stuck is that maybe the energy in their home isn't working with them. You know, they're doing all the right things. They're setting their intentions. They're making time for their business. You know, they're doing all the right things, but nothing's gelling. And sometimes it can be a little change in the home. And if there's no clutter and it's clean, then sometimes it's just a matter of moving their desk around or moving something in their home. We don't move a lot, but sometimes it's just in changing direction of something. Everyone, when with your birth dates, I get some information, and we use the Quan number, we use the Minghua, and that number is very powerful. It comes with, once we've interpreted it, comes with the best directions and the worst directions that you can spend time in personally, and that, yeah, one of those is in your wealth and prosperity area. So if you're facing that direction while you're working, then you are, that's when you will have the most success in your business. And it can help with blockages. You know, everyone has blockages, whether it's to do with their money or their family or and different things in their life, and they can get stuck.
Yeah.
And Feng Shui can help you clear some of that if you can't clear it yourself.
Yeah.
Because as you know, there are lots of different practices out there where it can help people. So Feng Shui is just one of them.
Yeah, I like, since I've, you know, met you, was it 5-6 years ago or something now, and you know, since you started doing the Feng Shui, I've just been so fascinated. And yeah, it's all the little things that you've just taught me, and it's like, wow, you know, I just didn't realise. You know, the funny thing was, I actually had my desk another way, but I had to move it, so I know it's actually facing like a corner, but it just feels better. The air can move around. It just feels better for me. So it's amazing what, you know, a little thing can actually mean.
That's true. I've seen it. It's worked myself, you know. Like, I remember even before I did my course, I was working with my teacher. I was going to see her once a month with classes she was doing, and she was telling us one year we've done an annual change. She does lectures on annual changes, and she said this particular year, if you write your wish and put it into a metal box and put it, that year was the northeast. This year I think it was the southwest. Next year it will be a different direction. And if you put it in there, and I did that. I was asking for extra money to not work for a while and have enough money so that I didn't have to work and find something that I wanted to do. Anyway, later on, about a month later after I did that, I put in my tax return, and I was expecting about $500. And when the tax return came back, it was $5,000. that I was able to not work for about 5 months and do a lot of stuff. It was, yeah. And it was quite interesting because the more money I had in my bank, I actually had a couple of little wins on lotto and stuff during that time as well. So it wasn't just that one. So I had a very lucky year that year.
So is that to do with the number or something? And does that apply to everybody, or is it different for everybody? With the, you know, how you said putting that in the metal tin, is that?
Yeah, it does. If you put that in your, for people who know a little bit about Feng Shui or know their Mingwan number, if you put it into the wealth and prosperity area of your home, then that will be enough. Also, each year in Flying Stars, each year there's a change in energies, and so that can change, and that can be even more powerful than your own personal. So that changes each year. We're coming through, the new changes will come through about February of next year, the Chinese New Year. So I'm gearing up to find all out, get all that information together to get it out to clients that I've already got.
Yep. So, so with the report, because I know that you need their plan and that, and how do you actually use that to help them in their business?
With the plan, I divide the house up evenly into directions and divide it using, I think, 8. So yeah, I think there's 8 or 9, 8 different areas of your home. So that's divided into north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, north, southeast, southwest, and using those yeah. Then there's obviously a calculation as well with birth dates of each person living in the house, and we find the negative and the positive areas of your home, and find the things that will enhance. Put in things that will make changes to enhance the positives, and put in what we call cures for the negative. It sort of makes that not as bad. You know, like with Flying Stars, we used a lot, the numbers go into each area, and the numbers correspond with different things. So a 3 is to do with sickness, illness. So it's, we use a metal cure for that one, and usually, what is it? Salt water cure will go in that area. So yeah. Wow.
So there's just so much you can do, and that's the great thing about being in business. Is just there's so much out there you can do.
Yes, there is. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I love it. I absolutely love all this.
That's
so
good.
I wanted to talk about visibility.
Yeah.
So, what does actually, as a businesswoman, what does being visible mean for you? Because I know it's different for everybody.
To me, it means being seen by everyone, and it just doesn't mean getting my face out there. It's getting my name and talking about my business, you know, which I have had problems with. Even still, I have a visibility problem. I don't like getting out there. I don't like doing lives. I'm working on some of the blocks of why and how I can change that and enjoy doing them. So part of the reason why you don't see much of me, and especially, and I've realised lately that photos were also a problem for me.
Oh, wow.
So I'm trying to change that. Slowly, probably with more photos of me, followed by maybe hopefully a few lives and then eventually a webinar.
Wow.
Oh, but I haven't given myself I haven't given myself a timeline for any of this. So
well, I'll be signing up for that webinar, I can tell you.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what are you actually doing to help with your visibility?
I'm working with a couple of practitioners. I'm working with you, one as one of my mentors. I'm clearing my chakras, my throat specifically, but I also am working to clear my solar plexus and my heart. My solar plexus, heart, and throat, which is what I learned from you, are intertwined with my business. So once they're balanced and working really well, then I have found a little bit more confidence. It's just that little bit of push that I need to get out there.
Yeah, well, you're doing really well. I mean, hello. We're on Facebook.
Yes.
By Zoom, on Facebook.
Finally.
Yeah. No, but I mean, how amazing is that? And that's the really cool thing of actually working with people, and all of us, no matter who we are. Like, I've got mentors and coaches. We all need someone, and especially that support, I think, is the biggest thing, is having someone just to say, hey, I've got you. You can do this. I think that's one of the biggest things. Yes,
it is. So I'm hoping, from this, I'm probably, feeling a bit more comfortable about being on camera.
Yeah. So what else, that you want to tell people about visibility and all that, and how you've been with it?
Just generally, I think, sort of one of the things I'm trying to do, or meaning to do, is even just putting posts out there. Although I've been a bit more regular, consistent about it lately, still not consistent enough, and not the information that I want to get out there. So I've got to spend time working on my business, just spending that time writing out what information I want people to know about Feng Shui. And about me, sort of there's balance, trying to find what I want people to know about myself, how much I want to share personally. I haven't quite worked that boundary out yet. I think this is where part of my problem is, because I don't know what I want, how much I want to share. But definitely I want to share more about my business. So I want to show people what Feng Shui can do, talk more about how it can help them, what it actually does, where it can help them.
Yep. Now, I think there is actually a delay with all this. So if there's anyone on live and they want to ask questions, I'm sure Michelle will actually get to them afterwards, because I believe with Zoom there is a bit of a delay, because I can see it on my phone. If anyone's got any questions about Feng Shui and Michelle and anything you want to know, because as I said, Michelle has really helped me. Like, my unit is just, I can feel the energy in here. It's just absolutely amazing. It's just so much better. But yeah, if anyone's on live and wants to ask questions, feel free. But is there maybe 3 simple things that a businesswoman can actually do, especially if they work from home like me in an actual office? What's 3 simple things they can do?
Well, the first thing is to make sure you work in a fairly tidy environment, and it's hard, and don't think that I do that myself. I can let my working environment get fairly, untidy is the best word I can think of. But if you, at the end of the day, and you've heard this off other people, not just Feng Shui practitioners, if you can clean up your desk before you finish for the day, and have it tidy so that you walk in and the next morning, and know where everything is, and know what you're starting work on doing, just that intention will give you, will get the energy moving in your area, in the area that you need it. Another simple thing, I don't know, I'm trying to think. A little bit of water in the room, maybe a water plant. A plant that sits in water. So that would be, I'm trying to think the name of it. I've got a plant out there and I can't think of the name of it. The bamboo, the water bamboo. Water. Even just if you've got a small water fountain, those small water fountains that you can buy,
Yep.
That's great, because water for the Chinese and in Feng Shui is prosperity, is money. That's the main one for money. So.
Oh, that's something I haven't got in here.
No. Some
Nope, I've lost you, Michelle.
something in it
Oh,
because either moving or a plant sitting in it. So there's about 3 or 4 plants out there that you can put in just sitting in water. So I can't remember the name of them off the top of my head. I probably should have had that information.
That's all right.
But yeah, no, that's a good one. And I'm trying to think what else. What have I got? Oh,
decluttering probably.
oh yeah, that comes with tidying up and just making sure that you declutter, and that can be in with your paper, and that can be on your computer, your files on your computer.
Oh, forget about that.
Yeah, lots of things. Like I have 4 drawers, and the first 2 are just a mess. And if I had them tidy and with things in certain places, I'd probably feel a whole lot better as well. But yeah, so the other 3 things are definitely so clean, declutter, and maybe a bit of water.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that about the water. But
with the water, you can put in something coloured blue or black.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that represents water.
Oh.
So if you don't have actual water, or if you can't put, if you think, oh, well, that's too hard, maybe something, an ornament in blue or black. So,
I'll definitely be looking at that. What about crystals?
No, I haven't. No, crystals are no, not specifically.
So more an ornament.
Yeah, it's just classed. I suppose if you're looking at crystals, you'd look at the blue or black crystals. For water, you go to the colours of the crystals for Feng Shui. Yes. So yeah, that's a possibility.
Is there a specific ornament that would actually be a good one to buy?
There's a few. There's the Chinese have thousands of different ornaments. You go into. When I was in Sydney for the Feng Shui convention in July. There's a shop in Chinatown that has Feng Shui stuff, and there is just thousands of different little things. So chimes are a good one. A six thing chime at your front door. Also a good one. It clears negative energy and it brings in positive energy to your house. Yeah. But you have to be careful because you have to make sure that it's not in a bad, it's not bringing in negative energy.
Yeah. I mean, in the office to represent water. Is there a certain ornament?
No, not specifically. No, that's definitely just either water itself, plants in water, the colour blue or black. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, that's definitely something I need to look at then, because I don't have that. Of course, I think I got everything else, but not that.
You've got a bit of blue and black in your room already.
Oh, have I?
Yeah. Well, the thing behind you's got the blue and the black in it.
Oh, there you go. Oh, see?
And you've got your paintings. I'm sure there was a couple in there with blue and black in them.
Blue, definitely.
Yeah, blue, definitely, yes.
Definitely blue.
I told you. So, yes.
Well, this has been absolutely awesome. I definitely want to be doing this all the time. This is so much fun. On doing all this stuff. So I can't thank you enough for your time, Michelle. It's been absolutely fantastic. I've loved it.
Thank you very much for having me. I've really enjoyed it too.
Yeah, it's awesome. So if anyone is watching the replay, and if you can let us know in the comments that you actually just do #replay, and if you've got any questions, just put them in the comments, and Michelle will come back and answer them for you. But Michelle, if you want to find her Facebook page, it's Michelle Reid Feng Shui. if I say that right. How do you say feng shui?
Feng Shui.
Feng shui.
Yeah.
Oh, I always say feng shui for some reason. Probably because it's Fe,
Fe, yeah.
but it's feng.
Feng.
Yep. Beautiful. Well, yeah, thank you again for this. This has been absolutely, utterly amazing. So, yeah, I just can't thank you enough for your time.
My pleasure. I've enjoyed it too. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, you're welcome. And I'll see you around.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.